Good evening and thank you for tuning in, guys. My name is Adil Siddiqui. I'm part of Neighbor Pride, and I'll be reading Night of the Moon today in celebration of 12 Days of Togetherness. Night of the Moon by Hina Khan. It was bedtime and Yasmeen waited for her mom to read her a story as she did every night, but this night was different. Mom came into her room and pulled back the curtains that hung over the window. "Come and take a look at the moon," she said. "What's so special about the moon?" Yasmeen wondered. "See for yourself," Mom said. "That tiny little line?" Yasmeen asked as she squinted into the darkness. "I can hardly see it." "That's because it's the moon's first crescent," Mom said. "It means a new month is beginning." "A new month?" Yasmeen asked. "But it's only the 17th. "It's a new month in the Islamic calendar, which is based on the moon," Mom explained. "Long ago, people used the shape of the moon to keep track of days. They'd watch the moon grow bigger till it was full, then smaller till it disappeared. When the moon reappeared, a new month would begin." "Like tonight," Yasmeen said. "Exactly. And do you know what month is starting tonight?" Mom asked. "The month of Ramadan," Yasmeen answered. Yasmeen had been looking forward to Ramadan. It was a time filled with delicious foods, new clothes, lots of parties, and her favorite thing ever, presents. At school the next day, Yasmeen was proud when her class had a discussion about Ramadan. Her teacher, Mr. Sanchez, told the class, "During the month of Ramadan, many Muslim people fast each day. Does anyone know what that means?" Yasmeen did. "It means you don't eat or drink anything all day long," she shared. "You wake up before sunrise to eat, and then you don't have anything else until the sun goes down." Everyone had lots of questions about fasting. They especially wanted to know if kids had to do it. "Little kids don't fast," Yasmeen said, "but maybe I'll try it for a day next year." Yasmeen imagined a day without lunch or snacks or even a drink of water. That afternoon, while Yasmeen and her little brother Bilal had snacks at home, Yasmeen asked her mom if fasting was hard. "It can be hard sometimes, but I don't mind," Mom answered. "Fasting helps me remember to be grateful for the food I have and to be more patient." As the sun slowly started to go down in the sky, Yasmeen helped Mom pile a plate high with fresh dates and prepare a pitcher of milk. These were the traditional foods to eat after the fast. Finally, sunset came, and Dad passed around the dates and said a little prayer. Everyone bit into the sweet, chewy fruits together, and the first fast of Ramadan was over. Then it was time for a special dinner with everyone's favorite foods. That weekend, Yasmeen's family went to her cousin Hamza's house for the first of many Ramadan parties. Her aunt and uncle served a big dinner of beef kebabs, grilled vegetables, and fresh bread. Then there were tons of desserts, everything from chocolate fudge cake to rice pudding. After dinner, Yasmeen peeked out the window at the moon. It looked like it was stuffed with good food too, since it was now a thick crescent. The next week, Mom and Dad spent hours in the kitchen cooking up huge pots of food to bring to the mosque. Yasmeen and Bilal made cupcakes too. "Ramadan is a time for sharing," Dad explained. "Not everyone has as much to eat as we do." The mosque was filled with people that weekend, and soon all of the cupcakes were gone. As Yasmeen walked outside after evening prayers, she felt good about helping others. She looked up at the moon, which was half full now, like a half-eaten cupcake. The days of Ramadan quickly flew by. Every night, Yasmeen looked for the moon. One night, when Grandma was visiting, she and Yasmeen went for a walk after dinner. Together, they saw that the moon was a brilliant circle. "It's so pretty," said Yasmeen, wishing she could see it closer. "Subhanallah," said Grandma. That was what Grandma said whenever she saw something wonderful. It was her way of being thankful for beautiful things. The full moon meant that Ramadan was already half over. Yasmeen couldn't believe it. The next weekend, it was time for Yasmeen's family to have a Ramadan party. Lots of friends and family came over in the evening for a big backyard barbecue. Dad set up a trampoline in the yard, and Yasmeen, Bilal, and Hamza took turns leaping towards the stars, pretending they were on the moon. Meanwhile, a real half moon shone in the sky. Over the next week, Yasmeen watched as the moon slowly changed to a crescent and then to a thin line. The month of Ramadan was coming to an end. Finally, one night, the sky was moonless. As hard as she looked into the blackness outside her window, Yasmeen couldn't find the moon at all. "There's no more moon," Yasmeen announced to her family. Yasmeen couldn't wait for tomorrow, when the moon's first crescent would appear for a very special night, the night of the moon. The night of the moon meant that Ramadan was over, and the following day would be the holiday of Eid. When the sun set the next evening, Yasmeen's family went to the community center for a night of the moon celebration. Decorated with lights and shiny balloons, the place looked magical. There were lots of stalls where people sold clothes, jewelry, toys, snacks, and gifts from different countries. Yasmeen bought some green metal bangles from India that jingled on her wrist. Bilal got a red hat with a big tassel that came from Turkey. And Mom picked out new clothes for the family to wear on Eid, including a pretty green dress for Yasmeen. Later that night, Yasmeen had her hands painted with henna paste in a beautiful pattern with moons and stars. The paste left a dark orange dye on her palms that would last for about a week and then fade away. Yasmeen was excited to show her friends at school. When the family got home that night, Yasmeen caught a glimpse of the moon's first crescent. So thin, it was like a faint line of chalk in the sky. The next morning, Yasmeen woke up to the sound of Bilal shouting Eid Mubarak. This was the traditional greeting of Eid, a very happy day for Muslims all over the world. After a big breakfast together, Yasmeen and her family dressed up in their new clothes and went to the mosque for Eid prayers. Everyone gathered on the lawn to wish each other a happy holiday and exchanged the 3 hugs of Eid. Then Yasmeen's family visited friends and relatives for the rest of the day. Everywhere they went, Yasmeen and Bilal received little gifts of money called Eidi. For Yasmeen, though, the best part of the holiday, better than the henna, the new dress, and all the Eidi that she collected, was the surprise she got at bedtime. Mom and Dad called her into the family room and handed her a big box wrapped in shiny silver paper. "It's an Eid present, Yasmeen," Mom said, smiling to help you watch for Ramadan to come again next year. Yasmeen tore the paper off the box. It was a huge telescope. She stayed up late with Dad putting it together and setting it up in her bedroom. Then she took a look at the sky from the window, and this is what she saw. "Subhanallah," Yasmeen whispered as she looked at the wonderful moon. She couldn't wait for Ramadan next year. And that concludes the book. And again, this is Night of the Moon, which is highlighting the Muslim holiday of Eid and Ramadan. Thanks for watching, guys.